we got extremely lucky, especially on that US30 trade yesterday. We came up to this high. I guess what you can say is the break of structure point was exceptionally placed. I will take credit for that, but I cannot take credit for anything else. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to your Markets Now session today on this Friday morning. It is July 4th, which is Independence Day in the United States. This does in fact mean that all US markets will be closed for this mega bank holiday in the US. It's one of the most significant ones they have during the year, which means there's going to be no trading activity whatsoever. So, incredibly quiet day today, which is probably good because I know about 4 or 5 of you at the moment inside the trading room are on holiday at the moment. And I also know that a couple of you also have mega work projects, so you're unable to partake in the markets for a week or two. And yeah, frankly, it's the right time to do it. Obviously, it's been very, very quiet. And we've got an incredibly quiet day today. So we will have a very short little reflection period. Honestly, team, there's not even much to reflect on. It's been a pretty basic week, pretty standard week. First week of the quarter, first week of Q3, as you guys know, which means that there's been a lot of mixed sentiment, a lot of mixed volatility. Consolidating markets at the moment. We've tried to do our best out there. It's been also obviously a bit of a busy week for me personally. It's been birthday week, and not just for me, but as you guys don't know, it's actually 2 of my family members' birthdays as well, and we're all in quick succession of each other. So it's very, very busy week this week. Always a bit of a mad one at this time of year, but it's come at a good time for trading because generally speaking it's a bit of a dawdle in the markets at the same time. So I mean, look, we'll start at the bottom of the list. Most of the trades that we had planned out in terms of our pending or limit orders did not trigger, so we didn't really get too much market exposure out there. We had a lot of ideas set up, but because of the sort of nature of these consolidating markets at the moment, we didn't necessarily catch any of these sort of moves that have been happening. Now, in hindsight, of course, after it happens, yeah, these look amazing. These all look superb moves, but in real time, it's a tricky situation, especially when you're plotting out your points of liquidity, because frankly, just looking at this NCD, for example, you've got a nice big point of liquidity there. You've also got the point directly below it in here. So then actually that nice big move gets cut into half, and then it's about finding your entry criteria, exit criteria, and trying to manage that trade out as best you can. And it's just, anticipating these moves before they happen. It's not been the easiest environment to be able to do that in at the moment. We have had some really good runners in the stocks recently. The track record is looking really healthy. I believe we're up a couple of % this week, which is not actually bad going at all. We did take a couple of losses as well. I know the Aussie Swiss, for example, ended up being a loss. I know the pound yen, for example, ended up being a loss. We also took a loss. It's been cleared down now, but we did take a loss in natural gas this week as well. NCD CAD, that was a nice winner. So that was a really nice short there. The NZD USD never triggered, so we can basically clear all that away and get rid of it. And that's about it, team. That is honestly about it. Nothing else really took place. Yesterday's non-farm payroll event was absolutely fantastic, by the way, which is really strange considering I wasn't even here. I was in the city yesterday having a catch up. with a potential, oh, you don't want to say employees, not potential employee, but a business that I would like to potentially do some work with with the perspective of the UTG. And yeah, my phone was pinging throughout, just being like TP achieved, TP achieved. It was very interesting. It was really quite interesting. The NFP numbers yesterday, just on reflection, we had, let's have a look here. So NFP 147k over 110k forecast, and a few thousand more than the previous figure. Obviously, again, very stable number, but everybody was pricing in lower. Everybody was pricing in a miss on the numbers. We actually had the unemployment rate for the United States as well at 4.1%. So that was a reduction over the previous figure rather than an increase in unemployment rate, which again is quite surprising. So looking at a very continuation of that stability in US employment at the moment. I've spoken a lot about this over the course of the last year. It has got an incredibly stable employment market. I did, however, believe that we were going to start to see the end of that and the end of the trend, and it's come back for a big surprise. And this is why we actually saw quite a move yesterday in a lot of our trading assets. We go down here on the 1 minute time frame, and we got some absolute fantastic winners. Obviously I didn't have a pending order up there, but I had one down here. So that was the gold short, which was really nice. I won to 2.4. Euro USD was an absolute blinder yesterday. Look at that one. This one actually triggered before the event took place. I had my pending order sat in there, which means I was in the market about 35 minutes before the trade took place. But yeah, really nice, and obviously didn't get affected by the slippage on that front either, due to the nature of the trade. So that was an absolutely fantastic opportunity. USD CAD, yeah, that's the USD CAD. So that was that one. And USD CAD, Euro USD, we had the gold trade, which I already showed you. And then we had our market opportunities as well. Now, I didn't obviously set pending orders up in all of these, but I did set up in the US 30 Dow Jones, and that was my US 30 trade as a result of that one. And that pending got triggered there at around 233, which, if you think about it, I wasn't at the office at 233. I placed that pending order thinking the market was going to break out from the NFP at 130. The market came up to my breaker structure point, rejected it. We ended up breaking out long anyway. This is what's called absolute luck. There is no doubt about it. And I am not the man to sit here and tell you or pretend that it was all purely skill. It was not. We got extremely lucky, especially on that US 30 trade yesterday. We came up to this high. I guess what you can say is the breaker structure point was exceptionally placed. I will take credit for that, but I cannot take credit for anything else, because this was just it. It was just simply blind luck. So it was a really nice result to come back to the office and see the green, which is decent. The NAS 100's there as well. Really nice big move up. Got the several retests. Positive imbalance of price was confirmed. Got the rally up and had an enormous move up to 22.92. If you go to the daily time frame, it's a whopping beast. Hang on a minute. Yeah, so that is the week from the NFP, which is just superb. I mean, I was anticipating the breakdown into liquidity here to get the retest. We did make a pretty decent effort of that on the Tuesday. It's just stalled there and just continued pumping. So really inflated stock price at the moment. US 30 Dow Jones as well. Target achieved. Market analysis report. Was looking for the continuation up into the liquidity. Didn't think we were going to beat the all-time highs, but definitely thought we were going to have a stab at that cash-rich area at around the 44.50 to 45 point there. So again, really good results. So I think, look, on reflection, it's definitely had the mixed volatility. The sentiment has been all over the place. We've got a lot going on at the moment. We've got Donald Trump calling for the resignation of Jerome Powell, who's the Fed chair of the U.S. Central Bank. There's a lot going on geopolitically. U.S. politics as well is a bit of chaos at the moment. But also we've got things going on in the economy that we haven't foreseen, that have been, that have been a bit of a surprise. Now, on the market report, obviously that's sent out every Monday. we have the economic model that I've designed, the proprietary economic model. That did register the NFP this week as a big move, as a market mover. And it called it, didn't it? It really did. It called it spot on. So that was good to see. And I think it's just been a pretty solid week all around. So I think at this stage, it's good to take a step back today. No problem at all. It's Independence Day, so there's not going to be any trading at all, and just enjoy a 3-day weekend after a series of good bloody wins. So looking forward to sending out the end of week report. The report will be out later on today. Full performance report of the portfolio, so you guys can get stuck into that. And ultimately, team, the trading room's going to be open. I am going to be around, but if you would rather a 3-day weekend from the markets, then that is absolutely fine. I look forward to catching up with you, of course, as and when is appropriate. I hope you have a really lovely weekend doing whatever you've got planned, and I look forward to catching up with you all on Monday. So take care, team. Have a great one, and I'll see you then. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.